The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. Authorities continue to monitor aftershocks following the magnitude 6 earthquake in Davao de Oro. Philuboc's Director Teresito Bacolcol told Radio 5 that a total of 270 aftershocks were recorded as of 2 a.m. today, February 2nd. The earthquake hit the municipality of Bataan at around 6:44 p.m. on Wednesday, February 1st, injuring at least 2 people. Classes in all levels and work in government offices across the province of Davao de Oro have been suspended today. Agricultural groups are objecting to the ratification of the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, or RCEP. This continues amid fears that imported agricultural goods flood the local market, leaving their harvest to waste. The RCEP is a free trade agreement between 15 countries which aims to lower or remove tariffs on select products. One group says that the ratification of the deal could put many local producers out of business.
For industry, as with agriculture, there is a real danger of imports displacing our local output, since RCEP will eliminate tariffs on 93% of our industrial tariff lines. This could result in massive job losses and bankruptcies.
The Trade Department, however, assures farmer groups that imports will not saturate the local market. The agency says that RCEP only affects goods like olives, fruits, and select fishery products, which the country has long been importing. The DTI also vows that the government will still put Filipino farmers first. The RCEP has yet to be ratified by the Senate.
Iisipin nila na dadagsain tayo o maraming papasok na agri-products because of RCEP. Medyo hindi tama yon, no? It's not an accurate statement. Highly sensitive products sa Pilipinas, siyempre, we have to protect our farmers. That has been our mandate. We are mindful of that.
Lawmakers from the lower house are pushing to create agencies that would help develop the local onion industry. Nueva Ecija 1st District Representative Micaela Swansing filed a House bill which seeks to create the Philippine Onion Institute. During committee-level deliberations, Swansing says the country's onion self-sufficiency has dropped in the last decade. The lawmaker attributed this to the lack of government support for the onion industry.
Merong kakulangan pagdating sa pagsasaliksik at pag-aaral patungkol sa iba't ibang methods at proseso ng produksyon ng sibuyas at mga teknolohiya na kailangan sa pagsisibuyas. Panahon na po na magkaroon ng ahensya ng gobyerno na talagang tututok sa mga pangangailangan at tutulong sa ating mga magsisibuyas.
Meanwhile, Nueva Ecija 3rd District Representative Ria Vergara filed a bill to create the Onion Research and Development Center. The bill, much like Swansing's, aims to conduct studies on the development, production, management, and marketing of onions in the country. The Agriculture Department has expressed its support for the two bills.
While the DA has been providing interventions to support the local onion industry in the form of production inputs, capacity building, provision of credit, logistical support, market linkage, and post-harvest facilities, a law focused specifically for onion will be a boost to the onion industry towards a stable and sustained supply of onion.
We will be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here in One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. President Bongbong Marcos met with executives of a renewable energy developer. Marcos Jr. met officials of San Ignacio Energy Resources Development Corporation in Malacanang. The company is involved in the design and construction of renewable energy plants. Also present in the meeting were the secretaries of the Energy and Science and Technology departments. Malacanang has yet to announce what was discussed during the meeting. The chief executive also attended a sectoral meeting among executive departments. He spoke with Environment Secretary Maria Antonia Yulo Loizaga and other cabinet secretaries. Health Officer in charge Maria Rosario Vergere clarifies that there is no offer yet for her to be the secretary. Vergere told the chiefs that she only responded to questions about her readiness for the top post. The OIC earlier said she is now willing to be the DOH secretary considering her experience on the ground. But Vergere noted that she didn't mean to put President Marcos on the spot as they have yet to discuss the matter.
Simulat sa poll naman po, hindi naman po naialok sa akin yung posisyon. I was assigned as OIC, kinausap naman po ako noon and sabi sa akin, just stay on and do the work. And that's what I had been doing. Now, of course, there were people asking me some feelers na baka pwede na and all, but never coming from the office of the President.
Newly installed Social Welfare Chief Rex Gatchalian vows to improve the agency's aid distribution. Gatchalian told The Big Story that he aims to make the DSWD's logistics mechanism more superior. He said the agency could collaborate with the private sector to be more responsive in times of calamities.
We have to start looking at the distribution channel from a micro point of view, smaller bite-sized areas, so that we can be more responsive in a faster time, and we can also work with third-party logistic companies like what we did, like what the country did during the COVID pandemic. I was a witness to that, where we were trying to shuffle things from left to right at the fastest possible time that time, kasi may expiry date and may handling considerations. I always say nga, if basic goods can reach sa pinakasulok ng bansa, I'm sure relief goods can be handled the same way.
The Secretary also promised to continue the DSWD streamlining and digitalization efforts. Gatchalian replaced Erwin Tulfo, whose appointment was bypassed twice by the Commission on Appointments.
We will just continue the streamlining of procedures, steps, reduce the requirements, then we can digitalize that. I think the devil will be in the details and the devil lies in the data. We have to make sure that we clean up the database, and we have to make sure that we're talking from the same point of view.
Senators are pushing for heavier punishment on managers of the proposed Maharlika Investment Fund proved to be involved in corruption. Camille Samonte with the story.
We will not rush. We will take our time in order to arrive at the best version possible for the benefit of the Filipino people.
That's the promise that Senator Mark Villar made as the upper chamber tackles the proposed Maharlika Investment Fund bill. The proposal was filed by Villar, who is also the chairman of the Committee on Bank, Financial Institutions, and Currencies. On Wednesday, senators took turns in examining the bill. They were briefed by economic managers who presented the objective and benefits of the MIF. With the fund, National Treasurer Rosalia De Leon believes the debt of the country will decrease.
Instead of the national government borrowing for these infrastructure projects, there can already be some take-up by the fund or some other private ventures would also be co-investing in the fund.
Senator Risa Hontiveros, however, warned that the MIF may become a liability since no new source of funds have been identified. Hontiveros also questioned the weak penal provisions of the bill. Under the proposal, members of the MIF Board of Directors involved in corruption will only fined as low as 500,000 to 1 million pesos.
Ridiculously napakababa considering na yung Maharlika Investment Fund mag-handle ng billions of pesos. Ni walang forfeiture ng ill-gotten wealth in favor of government. Walang perpetual disqualification from public office for offenses committed by government officials.
But Finance Secretary Benjamin Jokno said the penal provision can still be amended by the Congress. Senator Sonny Angara meanwhile inquired on accountability in case of loss of investment. Jokno said it is difficult to impose penalty on board members over this, as the fund's performance will depend on economic factors.
Meron pong cap na 2% sa administrative expense. 2% of the fund. Okay. So you cannot go beyond that. Okay. So you cannot misuse the fund unnecessarily.
But what about, how about for wrong decisions in instance, ways or decisions which resulted in losses?
Yung losses po, mahirap pong bigyan ng, kasi depende rin po ang performance ng fund sa economic cycle. Eh. So mahirap pong sabihin na during bad times, ipoprosecute po natin.
Senators also questioned the composition of the 15-member board of directors and possible tax exemptions.
Sila nga 5 individuals lang ang board nila. Kailangan ba talaga ng board ng 15 members?
The original executive department's proposal was 7. So yung House po ang nagdagdag to 15. So again, that is subject to your discussion. Kayo po magdidesisyon.
Senator Chis Escudero meanwhile grilled economic managers on the impact of a looming global recession on the fund.
Yes, ma'am, but globally nga, we will be affected by the recession because in a recession, ika nga, kung may bloodbath sa stocks, now is the time to buy. Why not? Now is a good time to invest. But my question, ma'am, is when will we reap the benefits?
Escudero pointed out that there are still too many loopholes in the bill and that it is not well studied. There is a big possibility that the Senate will come up with a version of the MIF different from the Houses.
Hindi ako tutol sa pagtatayo ng isang sovereign fund. Pero ang panawagan ko sa gobyerno at administrasyon, pag-aralan naman sana muna ng husto. Mga 2 buwan na itong dumadaan sa proseso pero napakarami pa ring butas.
For News 5, Camille Samonte, we are One News.
And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us again at 9:45 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register an account now at signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News. All sides, all the time.